we'll again break up the class today into 3 sections. Okay, the first section is we're going to do a little bit of catch up of content that we didn't cover in the first couple of classes. It was obviously a pretty packed class, last 2 classes. Okay, there's a slide version that I presented last class, which is talking about very high level, simplifying it from an academic classroom setting. But when you jump off the classroom, go into the real world and do triangulation, obviously the complexity of the exercise will just punch you in the face, right? Now, what does it look like? I mean, how does it feel to be punched in the face? Let's all get punched in the face today a little bit. 2 demos, one of triangulation, probably a little bit more of a deeper demo on the data governance. We'll talk a little bit more finer points on governance. Then the second section is going to be led by somebody named Ali Lichtenberg. She is one of the certified consultants in M Squared. She has a fantastic section on how to do campaign optimization using advanced attribution. And the third part is an invited lecture. Okay, so now just like last time, we have 2 fantastic speakers in class. One gentleman, his name is Aman Khanna, and then second speaker, her name is Khanna.
So this first presentation is going to cover some general principles of optimization using some pretty common Facebook, Google examples. We'll talk about optimization and campaign setup best practices. Then I'm going to do a second brief presentation where I chat through some of the intricacies of CTV, since that's definitely an area where there's a lot of interest by brands, but also there can be a lot of confusion.
Now working on basically creating the first language to describe creative,
Right.
which speaks to humans, and then also can be obviously translated into prompts for auto-generative. Yeah, if you're starting the campaign for the first time, like try and understand your audience as much as possible, but your biggest lever is creative, and nobody has unpacked that, and then you can slice that all by audience and deliver people what they want. The algorithm moved from social-based algorithms, network-based algorithms to content. Facebook is now saying creative is the new targeting.
That's right. I've read that many times now.
I'll say the one thing, and I agree with Adi on that, is the one thing that hasn't changed. Everybody wants you to spend more money, and everybody wants you to spend money on advertising without having any say on how that's doing for the end advertiser or the brand. I think that talk track, that sales technique, greed hasn't changed. The ecosystem is still very, very greedy. So there were some very clever companies that actually managed to survive and thrive, right? Look at the Trade Desk, look at Meta, look at Google. Look at what Apple's done. Look at what other smart companies are doing when they know the ad tech market well. They were able to focus, solve a small problem, but solve it really well, and then broaden who they go after, and thereby increase their market share.
Is it viable to apply that multiplier to my bid and then just allow it to spend whatever it can? Is that a faster way potentially to do this?
The conversation yesterday I thought was fantastic about the 3 segments and utilizing 3 P&Ls. But are we going to, as part of this structure, are we going to build models for each individual and combine them, kind of understand that process?
This is the unlock for most analysts that are building models or doing testing, and being able to say, well, like, do you actually know how the platforms work? Do you know the difference between like setting your budget towards a CPA objective versus a goal objective versus whatever other objectives? Like, just understanding how the platforms actually work informs the analysis. So this is huge.
If it's not complex, it would already be done. None of us would have a chance to make a living doing this. Okay, folks, have a nice weekend. I'll see you guys Monday. Thank you so much.